Greetings, it's Closet Nail Freak back again, and I'm going to show you how to do this beautiful holiday mani using MoYou Festive stamping plate number 20. Let's get started. With a clean, beautiful nail, so I'm going to use a white base to get started because I'm doing a gradient, so, oh well. I didn't get enough polish on here apparently. This is a white by Color Club, and it's originally made for French tips, so it's super thick, and you've got to get plenty of it on there. You know how you have polish and you've had it for months and it's just super thick? That's what the consistency is like. But this is what I'm starting with because it goes on in one coat. Now I'm just gonna clean up the edges a little bit here before I just let it dry and start with my gradient. And you don't necessarily have to do this. I just tend to be a little persnickety about having nail polish all over the place before I go to my next phase. So that's just me. And I'm still getting used to filming, so I have to forgive the not having my nail on cam, but I just wasn't able to see. So here you go. The first color I'm going to start with is by Orly. It's called Snowcone? Snowcone. I don't even know if they make it anymore, but it's a lovely sky blue. And the next blue is by Glaze. It's called Splish Splash. Now I'm just using a makeup sponge here. The darker blue will be on the bottom with the sky blue closer to the top, and then, yeah, closer to the top, and then, yeah, in the middle, and then the white is going to be at the very tip. So that's just the effect that I want. And I'm using the white at the tip. That's actually not the correct one. That's a pearl that I'm putting on there now, but I eventually used a white. So just dabbing it on until it looks right. And right now it's not that much of a gradient look. Oh, I forgot to put my liquid nail tape on. That's why I needed to clean up. So this saves you a lot of time with cleanup. This is Poof Be Gone by Dainty Digits, and I like to put it all around, as you see here, because eventually it'll dry and then come off in one ring when I use that. So starting over, just dabbing it on. The white is at the tip, the darker blue at the very bottom. And if you're not satisfied, and it might lift a little bit, just paint over the sponge again and do it again. But you have to be very careful, because if it dries, then you end up picking up more polish and you'll make a mess. So you have to be very careful with this. So I'm just going to keep dabbing until it has the effect that I want. And it should look a little something like that. Now, not every gradient pattern is going to look exactly the same. There'll be some slight variations, but just keep in mind how you want the design to play out. And if it has the basic foundations of what you want, then you should be fine. Now remember to let your nail tape dry before you start taking it off. This was supposed to come off in one swoop, but I was impatient. It was about 1 a.m. when I started this mani, and I was just ready to go. So the plate. This is from the MoYou Festive collection. This is plate number 20, and it's got a really nice reindeer motif on here with some, like they like to call Christmas sweater patterns on the outlying edge. Just gonna let you see it a little bit closer. It's cute little, I don't know if that's penguins or what. There's some more reindeers, some hearts and snowflakes. Super cute. Oh, I was so happy when I got this plate. I think it's the only Christmas plate that I have. Here we go, and I'm just gonna get started here with the presents falling out of the edge of the sleigh. And I'm going to do this design on my left hand. And I'm using Mundo de Uñas white stamping polish. So just dragging it across, no big deal. Using my clear stamper so I can have the designs perfectly positioned before I finally stamp. And then you just roll it on, and that's it. Forgot to put the nail tape on that nail, so whatever. I guess I was too anxious to get it off. Not gonna kill anything. So just going on to the next reindeer or the next design. You know, if you get too much polish everywhere, what I'm doing is just cleaning up here, because I don't really want too much polish or too much of another design on my stamper. Just trying to make that as clean of a transfer as possible before I move on to the next nail. This is the actual sleigh part. and that's going to go on my middle finger. Again, just rolling it on. It's super simple, not hard to do at all. Now the first reindeer for my ring finger, and trying not to use too much polish, just dragging it across and then picking up the design once again. If you don't know how to do free-handed design, stamping is the perfect way to get. Oh, look at that. Look at that, so sexy. Now, this is one of those cases where I picked up too much of another design. So what you do is you just take your dry cleanup brush and just clean off the sides, and that's it. And I'm going to do this on my index finger of my right hand. And center it, press it on, and that's it. Lovely. Now, as you can see, I have been really overdoing it on the acetone. Please be careful with that because you're just going to dry your skin out and take forever to rehydrate. It looks like I've been baking or something with these hands, but I've just been overdoing it on the acetone. It was late and I really wanted to get this mani done, and it's just a lot of time, and I was just trying to make everything perfect because I didn't want to have to go back and do anything over again, but my skin paid for it. So just finalizing the cleanup on this hand. This time I'm done with both of my hands. So putting on my top coat, liquid macro from Super Chic Lacquer. You've seen people put top coat on before. And that's the design. That's the top coat. And let me let you see that again because it just wasn't good enough at the first angle. And I've got to get this oil on my fingers because my skin is so thirsty. This is from Dainty Digits Polish as well, of lovely cuticle oil, but I'm rubbing it all over because my skin is starting to crack. It's so dry. But I am just so happy with this mani. It looks absolutely gorgeous, so easy to do. And don't forget to rub that nail oil and oil in on your hands. It's a little overly greasy, but better than dry hands, don't you think? Lovely. Yeah, gotta rub that in. Got to do that. Thanks so much for watching.